right, welcome back to Slip Joint Display. Tonight we are looking at a Northwoods Knives Heritage Jack. Let's get into the model. So, Northwoods Knives is a brand of knives owned by Knives Ship Free. Knives Ship Free commissions Great Eastern Cutlery to make the knives for them. Great Eastern Cutlery will make a run of Northwoods knives that correlates with a pattern that they are currently working on. So if at that time they're making, the Great Eastern Cutlery 23s, they put out a Northwoods that correlates with that model. So it's the same build, same blade shape usually. It's just a Northwoods version of it. So the Heritage Jack is correlates with the Great Eastern Cutlery 86. No real surprise that this would be the one that I would be reviewing. So, Northwoods knives are different. They stand out. They're saber ground. So, you can see the saber grind here instead of full flat. And Northwoods knives on the flats leaves the heat treat scale on the knife. So, they end up with a very distinct look. It's different and it's aggressive looking. A lot of people love them. Now, on top of that, Northwoods knives are top quality. When they go to make Northwoods, they're really not messing around. You can see the Northwoods name is, I guess, stamped into the steel. I mean, you can feel it with a fingernail. It's in there, and then you've got your pull above that. And USA is stamped in there as well. Nothing on the opposite side. So the material that this one in particular is made out of, this is the bag that it came with. So, Curaçao burlap. Northwoods don't come in a tube, they come in a baggie. And they also come with a coin. So let's have a look. So here's your Northwoods sticker. And then your Northwoods coin. Yeah. And Northwoods. Interesting stuff, right? These coins alone will sell on the secondary market and bring in a decent price considering it's a non-historical coin. But yeah, they come in a baggie and they come with a slip. This is the slip that came with the Heritage Jack. So, like I said, the Heritage Jack correlates with the Great Eastern Cutlery 86, although it is a heavier build, and you can feel that. Very stout action. I mean, it almost feels like an overbuilt 86. If we're going to compare here, here's your Great Eastern Cutlery 86 Rivertown Jack. So, you can clearly see same model here. Just a Northwoods version of it. Let's look at something. Yeah, so it looks like the blade on the Northwoods has a heavier stock. And then, of course, the regular Great Eastern Cutleries are thinner as they taper down to the edge. The Northwoods have more to them. So you don't have... I mean, I guess you could make an argument that you don't have as good of slicing with a Northwoods, although I've never noticed it in use. I've never gone to use a Northwood. I mean, I've got quite a few, and I've never gone to use one and noticed the fact that it was a thicker blade. I do appreciate the fact that they're overbuilt. Northwoods are top quality. I mean, if you're getting one, you can bet it's done right. Often, I guess, satin bolsters or brush bolsters, and then satin finish. I've never seen a mirror polish on a Northwoods, at least not since the heat treat scale started being on there. So, I mean, the history of Northwoods is that the company was founded by a fellow named Dave Shirley. I have read going back over 30 years, and I have read 2004. I'm not sure which one it is, but in 2009, Dave Shirley got sick with cancer and contacted Derek Bone of Knives Ship Free and said, hey, are you interested in buying Northwoods? And I think Skagel was another company that Dave Shirley had. I think Shirley was having the knives made by Queen. I'm not sure about Great Eastern Cutlery. So Derek Bone ended up buying both companies. And Derek Bone buys Northwoods 2009, and it becomes the brand that we know today. Now, Derek died a few years back. Knives Ship Free has retained the Northwoods brand. They don't put them out as much as they used to. I have heard rumors over the last few years that they were done, they weren't making any more. Then more come out, and then it's, you know, did they make them? No, this is old stock. And then so it's kind of up in the air. I don't know. And I didn't do enough research going into this to know if they're still putting stuff out. I don't think I've seen one. I don't know if I've seen one since the Heritage Jack. There was the small fixed blades, the small Warncliffe fixed blades they put out, but again, I don't know how much of that is the initial run or old stock or this, that, or the other. Quite frankly, as soon as I got this Heritage Jack, I really thought to myself, okay, I'm done. I've got a number of Northwoods, and I thought, I don't think I'm going to beat this, which is kind of what I thought when I got the 86s themselves. So, yeah, it makes sense. They are thicker behind the edge, which is a thing for the sharpening. You know, be careful with it. You don't want to extremely widen that bevel, and you don't want to take the geometry, you know, make the angle too high and make it blunt. The burlap micarta on this is beautiful. Just beautiful. Let's look. There's your Northwood shield. Yeah. Real high quality. These are done really well. And they're highly sought after. They're highly valued. They go for a heavy price on the secondary market. Things have kind of calmed down recently, but then things have calmed down all over the secondary market recently. Again, we're at the tail end of 2024. So if you're watching this video 2 or 3 years from now and the market's going back up, don't comment on it. Realize the post date of the video. I do appreciate this micarta. Northwoods uses some premium materials. I mean, the micarta that they use, that they opt to do, is beautiful, but they'll do things in mammoth and giraffe and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's interesting stuff, and people really go for it. If you see a Northwoods in stag, it's often any time I've ever seen it, it was always amazing stag, and I don't have any that I own. But any examples I've ever seen of it were they'll just blow you away. The action on these Heritage Jacks is worth noting. It is a very heavy, very stout closing on them. Let's see, not quite flush at half, although close. And here we have a little bit in there if you look for it, and then, you know, some grains of sand beyond that, but not much to it. It almost appears, I mean, you can almost see a gap there, and you can see it a little bit with the light, but it's nothing major. I don't care. This is a user. I carry this at this point at least once a week. I love this knife. This is just, look at the profile of it. That heat treat scale. Look at that. There's your profile open. It's a beautiful thing. Northwoods are great, and I know some fellows who really love them and really chase them. Yeah, that heat treat scale and the saber grind really gives this knife all kinds of attitude. I can't bring myself to patina the blade. I've seen some guys that do. I mean, you know, this is satin finished. This is heat treat scale, so it's a dark color, and I don't want the grind, the primary grind, to match the flat. That's why I've always left it alone. I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll get around to it. But, and then, I mean, I also figured if I did and I needed to clean it off, I could always throw electric tape on here and then clean that off and preserve the heat treat scale. I've seen once or twice guys polish the heat treat scale off and make the whole thing mirror. That's the way to go. I wouldn't prefer to go that way. I like the look of the heat treat scale, the dark, rough look of it. But Northwoods knives are great, and this is by far my favorite. I don't think I'm ever going to get a Northwoods that I like more than this one. But again, I mean, I have a thing for the 86 pattern, so that right there makes me biased. I mean, that explains it. More Northwoods to come, but I wanted to touch base on them. I thought this would be a good place to start. Wanted to bring it out, show it tonight. Again, baggy coin, you slip that comes with the knife. Interesting stuff. Really, really good build quality. Everybody loves Northwoods. What's your experience? What's your mileage with them? Do you have one? Did you chase one? Did you miss one? Get down in the comments. Let us know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next video.